Hello everybody. Today we're going to take a look at using Adobe InDesign and the paragraph styles in order to efficiently build a document with various looks for the different parts of a text-heavy document. One thing I would like to do before I start on any sort of project is to define on paper what my styles will look like for various parts of a document. So, for instance, the easiest way to start would be to say, what does the title look like, and then move down from there to header, subheader, body copy, and maybe some footnotes. So we're going to build all of those. Here I have InDesign open. The easiest way to find the paragraph styles is to go up into the type. And this is where all the controls for typography will lie within this application. And the one I'm looking for is paragraph styles. I already have it showing up on the desktop. And there's also character styles, which is more specific to certain characters in a word. This is very helpful when it comes to kerning a letter or specific letters and to make sure that spacing is even. But we're going to look at paragraph styles because it's the most general and most easiest way to, again, navigate a large document with lots of text. Rather than having to memorize all your settings for a header, title, subheader, body copy, footnotes, again, it's helpful to have that all defined in writing before you go into InDesign. And once you go into InDesign, you can open up your character styles and you can add a new style. I have already existing here 5 different styles, which are very common within heavy typography or heavy text-heavy documents. And it's easy to create a new style. I'll just go ahead and create one right now. And there's the paragraph style 1. You can double-click on that. You can rename the style as however you like to name it. I'm just going to put on here text. And then you can go through the left side menu and go down 1 to the basic character formats, and the style is going to be for text. And then here you can change accordingly how you set it up or visualized it within your notes. Let's say I'm going to just say Arial, and I'm going to say regular. I want to make it 24 points for the point of this demonstration. You can also start working on your leading, your tracking here as well, and also your kerning. But again, kerning I think is better suited within the character styles, not necessarily the paragraph styles, because paragraph is large bodies of text. It could also be lines of text, but ultimately it's affecting paragraphs, whereas character styles work on specific characters alone. And I'm just going to say OK for right now. You can see here there it is, text. And what you can do is you can go through a document and say, when you look through a document, here's a document with all just pure text, nothing added on or nothing amended at the moment. And you can literally just say highlight, and then it says basic paragraph on the paragraph style, which means there's nothing applied to it. And then you can say text, and ultimately it will change that line to what you specified as what you set it up to be, which I can't remember right now, Arial, and at a bit larger size. If you want to change it back, you just hit to say take it back to basic. No styles. So I have it already set up. I have a title set up here. Whoops, that's what I want to do. And you go through. It's like what gets assigned each particular style. So in this case, I'll probably put the title here, and then I can come through here and say Associate of Technical Arts degree. That should be the header, and then to the next line of paragraph, that's the website. I'd probably say maybe that would be just body copy, or maybe a subheader, because it's kind of important, right? And then the program advisors, so oftentimes you would need a return break, so that way there's a line space. So I'm just going to add a line there. Program advisors, I'd probably just put this in regular body copy. Maybe I'll put that as a subheader, so it's kind of important because that way people can identify that. Put a paragraph break there, paragraph break there. So if you're looking through a document like program description, that seems like to be a subheader again. Oops. In this instance, it recognizes that in this program description is part of the entire paragraph. So what you have to do is kind of delineate the two, and maybe I would just do a return there, and then that's a new paragraph, and I'll just change that to body copy. And you can see here very quickly, advising notes. Whoops. That might be something that's of importance, but that might be more of a footnote than anything else. I come up here, do a return. And so ultimately, you can kind of go through a document, you can pour all your information into the document, and then you can systematically go through and say, oh, this is important, this is secondary, this is tertiary, and then you can go through and assign each one of those styles to the various parts of a document. Now, ultimately, what you can also do is that you can amend the style as you're going along. So for instance, I've already preset this with a leading increase in order to give the lines a little bit more space so it's easier to read. If you highlight it and double copy, actually I want to not highlight it, click off this real quick. If you were to highlight this in the middle of your process, and you can change the attributes to a style. Let's say I want the leading to be a little bit tighter, say 14. It will, wherever the body copy is assigned to the text, it will make the changes accordingly. Okay, so basically it will ultimate. So if we look at this right now, currently that body copy is at 16 leading. If I change it to 14, it will automatically change it to 14, and it gets squeezed down a little bit. So it's something that you can ultimately change on the fly, but you also have to be very cognitive of like all the changes throughout the document. So you get kind of to double check. Sometimes you may come along and say like, if you need to customize something. So for instance here, like on the advising notes, it has the footnotes. But let's say we want to bring a little bit more attention to it. Let me zoom in here so you can see. Say you want to bring a little bit more attention to the advising note and say advising note and bring a little bit more emphasis to it. You can override current settings by adding, like say for instance, I want to make this bold. And so I just go over here and say bold. It makes it bold. And then if you see on the paragraph style, it has a little plus sign right next to the footnotes. That indicates that this has been amended outside of the current setup for the paragraph style. So as you added something to it. If you come over here to the regular part of the paragraph or of the footnote, it says no amendments. It actually is applying what you programmed it to do. So you can override something along the way if necessary. And this is also where it would kind of come in handy with using the character style. Again, you can designate certain styles within the characters, that if you want to do that on the fly, but ultimately it's one way or the other. You can use these tools to build your document and more quickly and have all the presets for your specifications programmed into the computer. So all you have to do is highlight, click, and assign it which style you want. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.